the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4.
Here's a look at some of the top stories we're working on this hour.
There's something in the air, and it's creating dangerous conditions for millions. Wildfire smoke in Canada now hanging over us here in the DMV for the third day in a row. Parts of the region seeing unprecedented air quality levels as masks return to faces. It's a DMV First Warn Day. We'll break down what that means in our team coverage tonight.
Plus, that poor air quality not stopping thousands from hitting the streets in the district. City officials issuing major closures, and professional sporting events are being canceled. Our Leonard and Fleming breaks down what you need to know.
And breaking news out of the district, a man has been shot and killed on 7th Street. You're watching DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. Now, police say one person is in custody, person of interest. That shooting happened in the 1900 block of 7th Street Northwest. That's near the Howard Theater. Police responded to the shooting just after 1 p.m. They say the incident started with a physical altercation in a deli market.
And Annalisa, we're told that the victim has not been identified, is believed to be an innocent bystander. Police were reviewing video near the crime scene.
Another top story today continues to be this thick blanket of smoke hanging in the air from those Canadian wildfires. It's a DMV First Warn Day. The air quality alert reaching dangerous levels rarely seen in the DMV.
I know, major events canceled, outdoor plans moved inside. The warning from officials: do not be outside unless you absolutely need to be. Let's take a look outside now. You can see that haze.
Yeah, this is a live look at Roslyn from the rooftop of our station here in Georgetown. Now, keep in mind, this is normally a pretty clear view of the monument, but today, as you can see, much of that is not visible because of that smoke from the wildfires.
So what does this all mean for you, and when are we expecting to see the light again? Well, we start with team coverage tonight on this DMV First Warn Day. Our Leonard and Fleming is breaking down everything you need to know about what's happening.
And what's not happening because of that smoke. And Damon Matson will talk about when we may see some changes in our forecast.
Well, let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, how did we end up in this dangerous situation in the first place?
Man, you just have the perfect recipe that has been impacting the East Coast. Let me break this down. You have a center of low pressure out towards Nova Scotia. That has been the primary situation. For actually the last month, we have been talking about the hazy conditions, but with that area of low pressure, it moves in a counterclockwise motion, and it's interacting with hundreds of storms into eastern Canada at this point. You have a jet stream that has sagged towards the south, and that's filtering in the air that we are seeing. Winds, they matter so much in this situation. If we had a southerly flow, if we had an easterly flow, we would not be in this situation. It's all due to that north and northwest breeze that continues to really be intact. Here's that storm system that I'm talking about, and then you have fires that are across Canada. It's just filtering. It's a funnel of air that's making its way across most of the East Coast. We have 90 million people that are dealing with some kind of air alert. And at this point, this situation has started to make its way into areas of the Ohio Valley. Here's your futurecast, what to expect. We are sitting in a plume of smoke right now, and then that wants to kind of meander a little bit as we go into the rest of the evening. It kind of dissipates going into the Richmond area. Here's that next wave that we're going to be watching, 7, 8 o'clock across Philly into areas of the DMV, and it really starts to hone into our area going into the start of your Friday. I really don't think Friday it will be kind of a little bit more less. We shouldn't be in a code purple, but a code red definitely will be in place. Futurecast shows you it kind of sweeps out of the area, and that will be our really last plume that we are talking about, 4 or 5 o'clock, and then it kind of wants to push offshore. Now we have another element to this situation, and it's a big talker: air quality. Where are we currently at, Damon?
Well, Janessa, yeah, we've been in that code red, code purple, and you can only go as high as code maroon. I know it's a lot of colors, folks, but yeah, that code purple we've had across much of the DC metro, that indicates that we are just one level from the very highest you can go in terms of that very bad air quality. And really what we're checking out here, there you go. We're talking about that current air quality across much of the region here. Zooming into the DMV, a lot of reds, a lot of pinks on the map nearby. This was a lot worse. We had purple on the map earlier this morning, so that just shows we've had a little bit of improvement out there. And when you start to get into these high levels of air pollutants, that just means that when you step outside, your eyes start to feel irritated, your throat might get raspy, because you're going to feel the effects of how bad the air quality really is. Typically, we don't have any pollutants in the air, but there is just excessive amounts right now. Taking a regional look, it was that plume from New York City. That's what's been sitting over us, meandering about the area. Again, it's lightening up, but we are keeping a very close eye on that next plume of smoke that is coming more out of the northwest this time around. You can see where that smoke is tracing along the map here in those darker grays that we have that are going right through the Great Lakes and then off toward parts of the DMV. And that has continued to prompt, yes, we continue to have air quality alerts across the entire region. They definitely vary by location. Some locations, the air quality is a little bit better, but on a whole here, folks, the air quality is not great across the entire DMV, from the mountains all the way over to the Chesapeake Bay shoreline. Now, Janessa mentioned it. We got to change that wind direction around. That is going to help. But the other thing that would be of big help, rainfall. It acts almost like a sponge falling through the sky, eating up some of those particles in the air. That can help to clear things out. And folks, we have a chance to finally see some rainfall tomorrow across the DMV. Scattered showers, a few storms could be popping up, and that will be a massive help for us as we move along. But we're still following this forecast. We could even have more rain on the way. We're going to give you more updates throughout the rest of the show, but for now, let's send it back over to Mark and Annalisa.
All right, Damon, Janessa, thank you so much. We'll have much more on that coming up. Well, if you're not, worried about this, you should be a little bit, because breathing in wildfire smoke can be dangerous. Some symptoms you may experience includes headaches, trouble breathing, irritated eyes, throat and sinuses, coughing and fatigue, as well as chest pain.
And limiting your time outdoors is just a start. The CDC says pay attention to air quality reports. Make sure that you're watching our forecast for the next couple of days, and keep tabs on the U.S. Air Quality Index. That's on the front page of our website, dcnewsnow.com. And a lesser known tip, don't add to indoor pollution.
So what does that mean? When smoke levels are high, you don't want to use anything that burns, like candles and fireplaces. Also, don't vacuum. This can stir up particles inside your home. And don't smoke tobacco or marijuana, which puts even more pollution into the air.
That's good information, though. The poor air quality in the nation's capital is certainly a major concern to district leaders, who say it's critical that people heed to the advice that you're getting.
Yeah, the district has suspended all non-essential city services, with recreation centers closed and outdoor activities canceled.
Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming caught up with the mayor earlier today. And Leonard, D.C. officials are clearly taking this seriously.
Mark and Elisa, they are. The air quality is so harmful that you can literally feel it when you breathe and when you talk. And that's why district officials say essentially that either you stay inside or wear a mask. The signs of harmful air are everywhere. Rec centers, playgrounds, and courts, mostly empty today in D.C. Many people around the district put their masks back on for the first time since the pandemic. City officials say that is what is needed to keep the community safe.
If you don't have to be outside, then don't be outside. And if you do need to be outside, to wear a mask and to limit your exposure.
We do anticipate that tomorrow we'll have similar conditions based on forecasts from the National Weather Service and our discussions with the Department of Energy and the Environment.
District officials have been reiterating what our weather team has been telling you all along, that eventually late Friday that this will blow out of the region. Guys?
All right, Leonard. And what are you hearing about potential health concerns in the area?
Well, I asked district officials about this earlier, and they had not heard or seen of an uptick at hospitals. And I did place calls to several hospitals, and nothing back yet from these hospitals on whether there's been an uptick. Reporting from Logan Circle, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.